All right, welcome to the Brett Beard Show, brought to you by James Restaurant. I'm your host, Beau David. With me always, Coach. Coach, how are you doing today?
I'm good. How about yourself?
Good. So going into last week, got a big dub. How important was it to get back in the W column and secure that win?
Yeah, anytime you come off a loss and the way we lost, I mean, you got to shake back. The good news is we only had 6 days to wait to play again. But to go over to Mumford, which was an amazing atmosphere against a big-time program. Southern Lab's been to the Dome. They've won. They've been to state championship games. That's an elite program, and to go over and on their turf and play the way we played and get a big win to kind of get back moving in the direction we want to move on. I couldn't be more proud of the way our guys responded, the way they shook back, and the way they played.
Yep. All right, with that being said, we're going to get into the live action highlights against Southern Lab. All right, Coach, tell me about this uniform combo. I personally love that purple, white, purple.
I do too. It brings back the school colors. It pops. I love the way we look when we go purple, white, purple, and I love it when we go white, white, purple as well. I just love the purple pants.
Good contrast on that blue stadium. Really sets it apart. Southern with the ball. It's a handoff to number 6, but he's immediately met by both the linebackers in the backfield. That's Caden Allen and Cedric Holt. Really setting the tone of the game for the defense. Southern back to punt. Snaps low, he kicks the ball, and he's able to fall on it. Huge loss, turnover on downs there. Denham back with the ball. This time it's a fake handoff. Quarterback Deshaun Goldman's rolling out the pocket. He decides that he just is going to tuck it and run. He lowers his shoulder and really puts his body on the line there and scores a touchdown. Coach, what is it like to see this quarterback really put his body on the line and score?
Yeah, I mean, he's a dude. We got to do more of this with him. As we get later in the year, he's got to be able to run more. As it cools off, he keeps his legs underneath him. He's a guy that we can get out in space right here, and he can either beat you with his arm or beat you with his legs. And, I love watching him finish this drive right here by lowering his shoulder and getting inside the pylon. So it was a big-time run, big-time touchdown to set the tone by our quarterback.
Good way of using his body there.
Showing the old 12 right there. Can't tell you what that's for.
Southern back with the ball. QB's sitting back in the pocket. He has a little bit of time, but he's brought down by number 39, Devin Mack, from the back. Grabbed another sack there from Denham, stepping up big. The back with the ball, number 7, K9, has a hole, rushes right through it, and grabs him behind again for another sack. Another big-time sack for the Yellow Jackets defense. Really getting on and off the field quick there. Denham back with the ball again. This time it's a designed quarterback run. He's able to follow his blockers and run through one tackle and is immediately taken out by the legs, but that's a good first down. Deshaun fakes the handoff again, is rolling out, almost the same play, but he decides to throw it to his brother, number 3. He catches it in the end zone, that's a touchdown. Their score is now 13-0. What is this? I mean, we talk about the twin connection all the time, but how perfectly executed was this play with the blocking and letting him get out the pocket?
Yeah, I mean, you can't defend a throw like that, and what a heck of a catch. It's amazing some of the catches he makes and some of the balls he drops. It's just a phenomenal catch right here. That's why we have so much confidence in him, because he continues to make these plays.
JB's kick is up, and it is no good. Like I said, making it 13-0. Back with the ball again is the Denham Yellow Jackets. It's a fake handoff, and it's immediately thrown to number 5 in the middle of the field for a really good gain of yards. Deshaun back with the ball again. It's a fake handoff, quickly thrown to number 6, Trey, in the back of the field. He's able to tiptoe into the end zone for another score, making your score 20-0. This is another game. He steps up big, scores big, but how good is it to just not give up on the play and just keep going through the end zone?
Trey's kind of the silent killer right now. He makes big plays when need be, and he doesn't make a lot of them, but when given the opportunity to make a big play, he does, and he seems to score just about every time he touches the ball. He's a phenomenal junior receiver that we love having.
Southern back with the ball. This time it's a quick speed option, and is immediately brought down by number 13, Bryson. Southern with the ball, the quarterback drops back in the pocket, has pressure, he decides to scramble. He's running out the pocket, and he takes a good angle and is able to get out of bounds untouched for a really good game. Southern back with the ball again. This time he has more time in the pocket. He's able to find number 10 wide open in the end zone for a Southern touchdown. What happened there with the defense, just wide open?
I mean, look, this is a good football team. You can see they were big up front. They give him a chance to let some things happen and develop. The kid can move a little bit, so you got to be aware of his legs. And right here, I mean, the kid popped open. We screwed up a coverage, and he found the open receiver and hit him for a touchdown. I mean, it is still Southern Lab, and they're going to score points. So, hats off to this offensive drive to them and kind of answering back to a hole they had just dug.
Southern now going for 2 here. They decided to throw it again, but this time it is just out of his reach, and it's no good. Jack's ball, Deshaun Goldman throws another screen pass to number 6. There he goes again. He has blockers, and he's pushed out of bounds after a really good game. Denham back with the ball again. This time it's another fake handout. He's rolling. He finds 6 again, and almost in the flats. He's able to take it for a really good gain, almost in the end zone, but he's later brought down and pushed out. Denham back with the ball again. Next play, he hands off, or he fakes the handoff, and it's a quick pass, number 44, Hayden Ray. What went perfect for this to happen?
Well, I mean, you're having success moving the football, so you got to account for everything in that situation, run and pass, and just the fake run opened everything up. And 44 is going to score a lot of touchdowns right here, and just a nice weapon to have, and finally get some scores for him because kids played phenomenal for us so far.
Southern back with the ball. He drops back in the pocket. He has pressure in his face, and number 9, Debo, is able to plow through the O-line and just take him down. See a little celebration there. Defense was going crazy.
I love Debo's gut right there.
That brings the halftime, your score being 27-6. Denham's going to come out with the ball here. Denham has the ball. It's a fake handoff again. This time, Hayden Ray is it wide open into the end zone. Same play, coach. Why don't we just run it here and let the clock go?
Yeah, I don't know why we. I don't know why we do anything different. We got to continue to get the ball to him. When our run game is clicking, it's going to open up the pass game. And when the pass game's clicking, it's going to open up the run game. So now when you start mixing in the different looks right here and the shows, you can get the defensive eyes all out of kilter, and you can score a lot of points. And that's what we got to continue to grow offensively and be who we are.
Yeah, and that makes your score 34-6. Southern QB back with the ball. He steps back in the pocket. He throws a deep ball. This ball's still in the air, and is tipped. Almost picked off by number 10, Caden Milligan, but it's dropped. Denham back with the ball after that. Quick pass number 2, Matthew Duvall. He's able to stiff on one defender and keeps going, and is later brought down after a huge gain. Johnny Bravo's up to kick again. His kick's up, and it is no good. Score still 34-6. Southern back with the ball. It's a handoff to number 20 this time, but he's met in this gap by number 13, Bryson Smith again. Southern QB takes the ball, drops back in the pocket, has a bunch of blockers this time. He's able to have enough time to throw a ball. Quick pass is tipped up in the air. It's picked off by number 27, Trent McTwire. He has a bunch of blocks, and good blocks, and he's able to return it. Coach, defense finally getting paid off to get off the field even quicker than they have been. How's that?
We talk turnovers a lot. We just seem to not have very many opportunities for turnovers. We're making the steady plays, but right here in this situation, overthrown bats off our head. And luckily, we're there to make a play. And defensively, we can get more turnovers. We got a chance to be a lot more successful and finish football games and win football games. And we got to continue to make that happen and win the turnover battle.
Good turnover for the defense there. Denham back with the ball. It's a fake handoff again. He's throwing out the pocket. Seen this play a lot. Finds number 6 Trey again, open in the middle of the field. He's able to quickly turn and catch it. Bring it in the end zone after a big yard after catch touchdown there. What's going good for this rollout pass?
Yeah, you kind of cut half the field. You make his high-low reads a lot easier right here. You get him comfortable to where if it's not there, he can pull it down and make something happen. It's a little late to be throwing score-wise, but we're still 2-2 at this point. We're working on us, and the game's not over. So we're going to continue to take advantage of getting better at that point, which is why we did this, and then we'll begin to slow it down, especially as it gets in the fourth quarter. But, again, great players make great plays whenever, so really proud of the way our offense executed and having a lot of success right there.
After that score is 41-6. Southern has the ball again. He throws it deep. He's able to find a receiver kind of in the middle of the field. Now they're knocking on the red zone. Southern, the very next play, QB takes a snap. He decides to pitch it again, but this time number 20 is able to make a move and just go straight into the end zone. Defense just getting a little tired there, getting some new faces in there. New responsibilities. Scores now, they go for 2, and they're able to get it this time. I mean, you can't really defend it better than that. Scores 41-14 after that. QB's quarterback, Southern's QB is about back to pass. He has a bunch of time in the pocket, has all the time in the world to throw it. He's later brought down by number 50, Braden Lennox, in the backfield. And that's it. Your final score being 41-14. Denham Springs takes the win. So your stats are Dejon Goldman, 20 for 26, 245 passing yards, 5 touchdowns. Trey Seals, 9 receptions, 107 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Hayden Ray, 6 receptions, 69 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Okay, coming off a Southern win, they've been to the Dome. They know what it takes to win. How important is it for us to beat them?
Yeah, of course, coming off a tough loss to EA, we had to get back in our winning ways, and that was a big time opponent. And I had a lot of fun playing them the last couple of years. They have been to the Dome. They know what it takes to get there. They've had a ton of success, and people say, well, it's a 1A team. I understand that, but it's still a measuring stick because they know how to win. And to go to Southern and perform the way we did, I was really proud of our kids, the way we shook back. And everybody's like, oh, it's a 1A team, they're going to run out of gas. I understand that argument too, but we jumped up on them. We did exactly what I wanted. We started fast, put them in a tough hole to where they couldn't get out of it. And at that point, we took care of business. And that's what you want to see our team do: is start fast, keep the gas down, continue to move forward, good or bad. Good plays, bad penalties, things that can kind of rock your boat. We got to get comfortable handling those emotions and continue just to play. And I thought we did that, and really fired up at again playing at Mumford. What an amazing atmosphere for our kids to play in, and couldn't have handled it any better.
Yeah. Talking about going on the road, we have a big time opponent in Live Oak, a big rival. How are you preparing the team to go in an environment like that and win?
Yeah, again, we just got to continue to focus on us. I mean, the little things, the little details that we continue to grow week to week. Win or lose, we got a lot to learn. And this group is no different than every other group. They just got a ton to learn from the ups and downs. They got to learn from the mistakes they make. They got to learn from the highs and lows to where they become a little more even kill. And when you go on the road in a rivalry situation, the team that usually handles the emotions of the game has the best chance to win the game. You can't ride real high and then ride real low. You got to stay even kill and know it's going to happen. Don't get wrapped up in the emotions of the game. Don't get wrapped up in their stands going nuts, our stands going nuts. Just get the call and execute the play at our level, and get comfortable playing at our level.
Yeah, it's like you said, going week by week. How are you, there's a trend starting to develop. It's a win followed by a loss and a win followed by a loss. How are you going to prepare the team as we're going to midseason? Games are starting to really matter with PowerPoints and going into the playoffs. How are you preparing for that?
Yeah, you just gotta continue to move forward. Everything's in the rearview mirror at this point. You can't just say it didn't happen because it all happened. That's why it's in the rearview mirror. You got to look up and remember where we've been, mistakes we've made, wins we've gotten, and take from all of that and continue to move forward. And it just so happens there's an eagle in the windshield right now, and we're going right at it, and we're going to be fine going up 16 to take care of business and do our job.
Addressing the elephant in the room, Coach, how are you going to use this win and the wins we had this season to fuel the fire that's been growing for the past 2 years against Live Oak?
Yeah, we're going to continue to go about our business. I mean, I know Live Oak is next, and it's a big rivalry game, a district game. But as they all are, it's the most important game of the year because it's the next one. We've got a bad taste in our mouth, no doubt. We felt like we've let them off the hook the last couple of years. And, we got to do a better job. We've started fast. We just hadn't finished. And, hats off to them for finishing the last couple of years. And the thing is those 2 years don't matter. 25 is all that matters, and the next one's all that matters. So, we're going to continue to prepare at an elite level to play an elite game and show up and play 48 minutes. And, we tend to play better on the road right now, so I'm excited to see where we go.
All right, so Hayden Ray had a big game at Southern. How are you preparing for him to have a big game against his former rivals?
Well, it's definitely a unique situation, no doubt. Kid moving to us. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of attention on him from them, and I'm sure there's a lot of little pressure he's going to put on himself going back to Live Oak. But at the end of the day, you're a Denham Springs football player at this point, and all that matters is playing our game on Thursday night, and when your number's called, making it happen, getting the job done. Those are faceless opponents in just a different color. I'm not numb to the idea that it is Live Oak in a rivalry game, but it's the biggest game of the year because it's the next one. And we still have to execute at a high level. We got to play for 48 minutes. And, we got to continue to put our foot on the gas and grow and see where this thing takes us.
Thank you for watching this episode of the Brett Beard Show, sponsored by James Restaurant. I'm your host, Beau David. Coach, thanks for being here.
Yep, thanks for having me on.
Jackets are on the road this week as they travel to Live Oak for a 7 o'clock kickoff game. See you there.